जय श्री जगन्नाथ। तो आज YouTube class को समस्त को स्वागतम। तो today in this class we are supposed to have a discussion regarding negation, interrogation, tags and reported questions. So one by one we'll proceed. Let's come to first negation. So if you are literally analyzing the term negation indicates something negative. Am I right? That means, but in the grammatical words, if you are analyzing the term, that means we are converting the affirmative assertive sentence into negative sentence. That is called negation. The literal meaning is negative, but the grammatical meaning is we are converting the assertive or the affirmative sentence into negative ones. So this is the purpose of negation. In our statements, sometimes we require negative statements because declarative sentence is something which includes assertion and negation. Sometimes we are asserting the opinion, fact, and sometimes we are negating the fact. So we must have an idea regarding the negation. So generally, while we are doing the negations, simple negations are auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are simple negations. Only by adding a not in the sentence, we can make it negative. What are the auxiliary verbs? An example, I am giving an example of primary auxiliary. He is a teacher, he is not a teacher. I am behaving, I am not behaving. Like that. I am doing this task, I am not doing this task. Only simple a not. Also, in the similar case in the modal auxiliaries, I can play cricket, I cannot play cricket. I can dance, I cannot dance. There are so many other negation forms. For example, while we are converting the simple present in negative form into negative form, we are adding do not, don't, does not. Particularly in case of I, first person I, we, and second person you, we are using do not, don't. Don't. What is the difference between do not and don't? Don't is the contraction form, contracted form. Contracted forms are mostly especially used in informal English and simultaneously in spoken English. But in case of formal English, we don't have to use contraction forms. Only in rare cases we have to use if the situation context demands. By the way, simple present is converted into negative using don'ts and doesn't. First person and second person, we are converting into negatives. In that case, we are using don't. I play cricket, I don't play cricket. You play cricket, you don't play cricket. We play cricket, we don't play cricket. But in case of third person singular, if you are converting it into negative, then it becomes doesn't, does not. She plays cricket, she does not play cricket. So that is the case. So that is the negation case. And in addition to all this, in case of simple past, if you are converting the statement into negative, we are using did not. I played cricket, I did not play cricket. So simple present case, do not, does not, and in case of simple past, did not. In addition to all that, whatever statements you are using, only a simple not is used and that sentence is converted into a negative one. So this is about negation, and also there are some other things we can make it negative using some other adverbials like no longer, no sooner, nobody, none, nowhere. So these are the words we can use to make the sentence negative one. Never. So these are the negative adverbials we can say. Also sometimes there are some other negative adverbials, though it is not complete denial, but it is simple denial. Negation means denial. Denial is of two types. One is simple denial, another is complete denial. Complete denial means you are completely denying the statement. Simple denial means you are simply denying the statement. So there are some negative adverbials which connotes simple denials. So what are those adverbials? Hardly, seldom, rarely, if we are occasionally. If we are using these negative adverbials, that sentence also converts into negative one, but this is a simple denial. there are some amount of positivity in that sentence. An example I am giving to make it clear. I rarely go to watch movie. That means in most of the times I don't go to watch movie. In rare cases I watch movie. So this is a negative adverbial and making the sentence a negative one. But there is some amount of positivity also. In some cases I go to watch movie. Am I right? So this is all about negation. Let's come to interrogation. Interrogation means a question statement. That means the affirmative sentence is converted into question statement. The purpose is to ask a question. So basically there are two types of questions from the grammatical point of view. One is yes no questions and another is double-edged questions. From the grammatical point of view, these are the two questions. There are some other classifications also. After that I will speak. So there are basically grammatical point of view, there are two types of questions. One is yes no question, another is double-edged questions. Yes no question begins with auxiliary verbs. You are a teacher. So are you a teacher? This is an example of primary auxiliary. I am giving you an example of modal auxiliary. Can you play cricket? Yes, I can play cricket, or no, I cannot play cricket. So all the auxiliary verbs, in case of all the auxiliary verbs, we are using simply yes no question. And in case of double-edged word questions, we are using double-edged words. For example, where do you live? What can you do? How do you feel? So these are all the double-edged questions. By the way, there are some other classifications and questions like comprehension questions, whatever in the textbook, in your last semester textbooks, comprehension questions are there, application questions are there, evaluative questions are there, then thought-provoking questions are there, skill-based questions are there, global questions are there, local questions are there, referential questions are there. So to say, there are so many questions. But according to a psychologist Bloom, the international level psychologist, he has made a classification of questions that is the most accepted classification of questions accepted all over the world. That is, first one is knowledge questions, understanding questions, application questions, and skill-based questions. These are the four basic types of questions that we are using in our textbooks and also in our expressions in our spoken English. So first one is knowledge questions. Knowledge question refers to simply, its target is to collect simply the answer. The answer is only one, objective answer. The answer doesn't vary from person to person. There is a uniformity in answer. For example, I'll ask, what is the name of your Prime Minister? Everybody will say, Mr. Narendra Modi is our Prime Minister. So the answer is uniform one. Knowledge-based questions is only demanding the facts, demanding the what is the particular idea, demanding the information. There is no such other issues. In case of understanding questions, a simple answer, a objective answer cannot be expected. Understanding questions will demand a variety of answers. Answers will be subjective. For example, how do you feel about the story? This is an understanding question. Everybody's answer will be different. Then we come to application questions. Generally, application questions are asked after the completion of the topic and after the completion of the whole syllabus also. So there are different types of tests like formative test, diagnostic test, summative test. So these are all during the application based questions. And the last one is skill based question. This question is asked whether the learners have acquired skill over the particular content that has been taught. This is skill in कौशल तो कौशल सर्वशेष ही achievement हुए. For example, an example I can give, make a project over this topic. That means the child, if the child has a command over the complete conceptual clarity and complete understanding of the contents, then only he can attend the skill based questions, because all the creativity, all the activities he has to do himself, only taking a minimal assistance from the concerned teacher. So skill based questions are demanding the skill from you. It also involves doing aspect. Not only it gives answers in writing format, but also its answers depend on cognitive aspects, that is motor aspects. Not only in cognitive and affective aspects, but also in cognitive, that is motor aspects. So this is all about the interrogation. So in this class I have completed about negation and interrogations. Then switching over to question tags. Tags. What is tags? Let's understand first tags. Tags are normally used in polarity of the verbs. What is the question arising in your mind? Polarity of the verbs. Mathematically, if you are analyzing the term polar, dhanatmaka or runatmaka. In the literal point of view, we can say it negative interrogative. Mostly the tags, question tags are added at the end of the statement, and that becomes a negative interrogative one. And especially it is used in formal English and spoken English. In case of formal English, we are not using question tags. Am I right? So there is when there is polarity of the verb in the statement, that case we are using question tags. In very simple, to be very practical, this is called negative interrogative. For example, are you a teacher? Aren't you? You have done the task, haven't you? You did the work, didn't you? I can play cricket, can't I? I am a teacher, aren't I? So I am a teacher, this is an exception. In this case, am not I is not accepted. It is not grammatically accepted. This is an exceptional case. So suppose it is written, I am a teacher, the question tag will be aren't I, not am not I. One thing more to be said in the context of question tag, it is having a direct relationship with intonation pattern, particularly rising tone and falling tone. If you are using rising tone while you are using the question tag, that is negative interrogative, that means if there is rising tone, that means there is no confirmation in your agreement of the statement. Are you a teacher? Aren't you? That means you are not sure whether he is a teacher. But if the tone is falling, that is the falling tone, in case of the falling tone, that means you are confirm about the agreement of the statement. Are you a teacher? Aren't you? That means you are sure that he is a teacher, only some amount of negativity is there. That's all about the question tag. So this is all about the question tags. Its use is only in informal and spoken English that I have stated, and there is nothing to be discussed in this context. Let's proceed to that is reported questions. You might have heard, you must have heard, not might have heard, you must have heard about the reported speech that is called change of narration. So this is an important chapter of grammar, but in this context of your syllabus, only we have to discuss, we have to confine our discussion within how to convert the questions into reported form. There are so many things, converting the declarative statements, converting the imperative statements, converting the exclamatory statements, but in our case, only the discussion will be on how to convert the questions into reported form. But for that purpose, also we have to understand the rules and regulations. We must know what is reporting verb, we must know what is the reported statement, we must know who is the speaker, isn't it? Suppose teacher said today is a holiday. So who is the speaker here? Teacher. What is the reporting verb? Said. And what is the reported statement? Today is a holiday. So this is a direct statement. Suppose you have attended the class and teacher came to your class and declared that, my dear students, today is a holiday. This is a direct statement. So you came home and you are reporting the statement of your teacher to your mom. Mom, teacher said that today was a holiday. That means you are reporting the statement of your teacher to your mom. So whenever you are reporting, that question format will not be accepted. That becomes a affirmative one. That means in case of reported questions, in direct statement that will be question format. But while you are reporting, that question format will be changed and that will be converted into a affirmative one. But in case of reported question, there is comma, there is inverted comma, all such things, questions, all such things are there. But while you are reporting the matter, you have to make complete simple sentence or complex sentence or compound sentence, but last at the end of the sentence there must be a full stop. No commas, no inverted commas in between, and no questions. That example I am giving, that teacher said today is a holiday. तो ये केस रे कोन हबो ना रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब टा चेंज हबो कोन चेंज हबो साधारण जेतु एटा क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट तो से सेटा आस्क्ड हबो तो रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब टा हमें आस्क्ड करि परिबा wanted to know करि परिबा, came to know करि परिबा, desired to know करि परिबा. तो reporting verb टाको हम एई स्टाइल में चेंज करि परिबा. किंतु most formally accepted is asked. So you have to change the reporting verb in case of reported question. After changing the reported verb, then as you are removing the comma and inverted comma, so in that case you have to use an adverbial. That adverbial in case of reported questions, two types of adverbials are used. One is WH adverbials, another is if or whether. In case of yes no questions, we are using if and whether, and in case of WH questions, directly we are using the WH adverbial. So two examples I am giving. Okay, Rakesh said to Ramesh, "Are you a lawyer?" राकेश रमेश को पचारला तुम्हें जने वकील की तो ये स्टेटमेंट पर रिपोर्टिंग करिवा. राकेश asked रमेश, रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब चेंज होला, सेट asked. कौन पचारला? राकेश asked रमेश. तो एठी हमर एस नो क्वेश्चन अछि. तो जेहेतु एस नो क्वेश्चन अछि हमें इफ किमा वेदर लगेबा कमांड को उठेगी. राकेश asked रमेश whether that was I was a lawyer. Actually, are you a lawyer? That means you will be converted into he, because you are reporting the statement. Rakesh asked Ramesh whether he, and is will be converted into was. Simple present will be simple past. Rakesh asked Ramesh whether he was a lawyer. So before that is making it reported speech, we must have some awareness regarding the rules. The rules in a nutshell I am speaking. Simple present will be converted into simple past. Present progressive will be converted into past progressive. Present perfect will be converted into past perfect. Present perfect progressive will be converted into past perfect progressive. Simple past will be converted into past perfect. Past progressive will be converted into past perfect progressive. Past perfect will remain unchanged. Past perfect progressive will remain unchanged, and remaining the case of future, shall will be converted into should, can will be converted into could, may will be converted into might. All such things are there. And in addition to that, today will be converted into that day, tomorrow will be converted into the day after, yesterday will be converted into the day before. So there are some other, now will be converted into then, here will be converted into there. There are so many things to be discussed here. So we have to remember all these things for making the reported question. So now let's come to the main thing that I have already told. One is WH questions and one is yes no questions. In case of yes no questions, if you have to remove the comma and make the statement a reported one, we have to use if or whether. The example again I am repeating. Ramesh said Rakesh, "Are you a lawyer?" Ramesh asked Rakesh whether he was a lawyer. जेहेतु सेटा सिंपल प्रेजेंट थिला, सिंपल पास्ट हिगला. तो आमे ओटा WH क्वेश्चन उदाहरण नबा. सेम राकेश आस्क्ड रमेश, "Where do you live?" राकेश रमेश को पचारले तुमे कोठ रहउछ. देन एटा where do you live द सिंपल प्रेजेंट रे अछि, तमे एता को कन्वर्ट करिया सिंपल पास्ट को. जेहेतु WH वर्ड अछि हम इफ किबा वेदर बसेबा नाही. तो रमेश asked Rakesh where he lived. So this is about an interrogative statement is converted into a declarative one in case of reported question. No question mark will be put here. So this is all about the reporting questions. That's all. If any ambiguities and confusions are there, you can give in your comments so that I'll be aware of that and I'll make it clear in the next class. Thank you for watching my video with sincere cooperation. Thanks once again. Jai Shri Jagannath.